do you find that you're sounding like everybody else? How do you find that unique sound that sets you apart? Well, this is a little discussion between me and Amutha, a clip from my Twitch stream that maybe will help you find that for yourself. I think you and I had a bit of a similar approach to production, is that like we kind of didn't learn the necessary basics at the start, and now we're sort of playing catch up.
Yeah.
And what that's actually done, though, I think it's frustrating because like maybe it's taken like, so like we hear certain people. I'm going to go off on this is kind of two different tangents here, but you know, I'll bring it all around. That, you know, we hear young producers, you know, like 18-year-olds who can come up and make a track that's like, what the fuck? How is that? That's radio ready now. And you're 18 and you smash that out. And, or a better example is like type beats. Like people, you can see that like, yeah, young dudes and women are making, like that's indistinguishable from a Kanye beat. Like that sounds like a Kanye beat. How the fuck do you make that? How the fuck did you make a Travis Scott beat? How did you make a Tyler the Creator beat? And it just sounds like a Tyler the Creator beat. Because I think they took the approach, and a great approach, of like what 808s are they using, what hats are they using, just emulating. They just take those things and they emulate, and they get really fucking good at it. And I'm now doing a bit more of that, and that's helping me gather those basic skills that I think I kind of missed for a long time, which I do sort of wish I had learned early on. However, by the same token, yours and mine approach, though still different but quite similar in a way, I think it was a very personal journey. It was a very just like experimentation based, just like throwing things together and see what the fuck happens. And through that, when you hear an Amutha beat, you know that's an Amutha beat. And I believe that when you hear a Rhath beat, you know it's a Rhath beat. And now, even when I go to emulate things, you listen and I'm like, man, but there's something in there that's like, I don't think anyone would have done that except for Rhath. And it's because I spent 10 years, in some people's eyes, maybe making the wrong decisions, but in the long run, maybe that's how, you know, through that experimentation, developing that style. It's a slower process, but I think in the long run, I don't know which way is better, but I think it's worked out very well for both of us.
Oh, I think so too. It's funny because as you're saying that, the image of in my head, I've had conversations about this with Aiden, and he kind of entered into the music scene very later on in his life, and his interest was jazz. And he kind of started messing around. Jazz is a lot more, you know, flowy, and it has that element of freestyle and groove to it. So there's a different approach to music that allows more room for like you connecting to the instrument and you connect to the music. So he had to learn a lot of classical music for school. And what he would tell me is that there were so many people that were just so bound by the rules of classic music that jazz was like impossible for them. Like they just couldn't really even fathom it. And I think the same goes for when you try to emulate sound, and that's the way of learning, you kind of do, like, maybe in a sense, and maybe it's temporary, but you kind of pigeonhole yourself into like, these are sounds that I know work, and you don't allow yourself that self-exploration that I feel we've spent a lot of time doing. So I definitely agree with that. I think it's been a good thing that we had moments to just like figure out ourselves, and now that we have our connection to our music, we can then branch out and learn those like foundational things that can assist in what we want to create.
Yeah,